Just believe me, don't watch.
Hi, I'm Steve Alls. I'm Steve Alls. Not many of us are born with natural balls.
It's loud for everyone. Looks like we're just waiting.
Ha ha ha.
Watch this.
Nobody works without the button.
Here's the coach that helped me develop the all workout, my father.
My father!
Hello, I'm Daddy Dribble, and on. Hello, I'm Sam Alls, and I would like to talk to you about Mike. Hello, and I would like to talk to you about
your car's extended warranty.
And I would like to talk to you about the stupid workout.
For everyone.
You can be male, you can be female, you can be fail, you can fail, you can be a shark, you can be male, you can be a television, you can be tired, you can be a good person or a sinner, or you can be Elon Musk.
Gross.
It's up to you. We've got to do something. So we tried to do something. Can't do it. It's going to be very difficult to make myself do something. So we tried to find an excuse, Now, every 2 minutes, you must stretch good and make certain that you stretch good.
Stretch.
You must do. Stretch him. Now, if we do this, will we become a basketball? We can't guarantee that. There's no way that you can improve your game. All you have to do to play basketball is to be able to shoot the ball in a basket. Well, that's all. Good job. One thing to remember is
You cannot
play the game.
with a basketball.
What? Now, remember that you must remember what the fuck do you do with your time? You do this every day, go somewhere. Think about it. When was the last time you went out in the backyard and you took a shit 3 to 4 feet long? Think about it. When was the last time you saw the ghost? But now's the important thing. Never put the ball up your hole. That doesn't happen in the game. All right. We think that the most important thing is to be able to play the game without a drink of water, in no air conditioning. Now, after 30 minutes, you will find that you're not breathing, but this is good. The way we like to rest in our workout is when you're dead on the floor. You must make this statement that I want to die for my coach to make myself a basketball. We can't guarantee that. Steve is 122 years old. Whoa. And once he starts his workout, it's time to quit. Don't charge yourself time to go to the restroom. Just joking.
No restrooms.
Steve doesn't have time for relief. No, Steve, don't poop on the floor. He's had a chance to get 69 free throws. Very nice, good judge. Now, Steve's younger brother is game. Just like Steve, 188. One thing he likes to do, he just takes one of Mom's old brooms and we like to use that old word, insensitivity. One thing to remember, don't shoot free throws, don't shoot them. Steve.
Get up to $150 off when you buy a set of 4 L.
Oh, that's nice.
Silly players think that basketball should be fun, but we think not. We tell players that basketball is not a game. Basketball is very hard work. It's like golf. It's just a bad game. Basketball is probably the worst game. Never play a game of basketball. It's terrible. You'll be 100% unsatisfied. We must have some dedication, medication, fornication in a concentration situation. Very hot here, very hot here. One of the things that will distract you is a man's hand up in your ball sack. You'll have trouble concentrating. Jazz. All right. Now he's gets in his tooth. He's working on the shot.
No running.
On the floor. You'll notice he'll go right one time. He'll go wrong next time. Again, what do? Drills. So what we have now is 3 drills. Now's the important thing. Once he starts walking, it's time to quit. Well, what's Steve doing? We tell him, go get out of the gymnasium. We won't bounce. We don't want Steve going bounce. So we want to make the floor into water. Steve will go bye. We don't want Steve doing the YMCA. Once he starts, he doesn't stop for hours and hours and hours. To say that Steve was born would not be a true statement. Steve is a god. Your legs are probably normal legs, but Steve's legs are very pretty.
I got hairy legs.
Gross.
Steve spit out on the court. Steve is walking. Once he starts walking, you must. Okay, Steve will go. Now we're up. Whoa, Steve is getting huge.
What?
I'm high.
Again, Steve will go. Now we're up. Steve is quickly losing his shit. We think it's time to rest. So Steve will go put the ball on the floor. No, Steve, put the ball on the floor. Steve, you must put the ball on the floor. Good. Steve, do not pick up another basketball. Steve, I'm watching you. You know, there's something wrong with that boy.
That boy ain't right.
When he's by himself in his room, whatever he can do in his imagination to practice for his sex set, it takes approximately 2 minutes to get very hard. No. It's a workout, not a workout. While coach is watching you, you do not do that.
No hanging on the rim while playing basketball.
That's your rim.
No more silly things. References, what do? Make CS 188 references. We can put tape on the house.
There is no home for anybody in America.
You must never shoot the ball when you're not playing a game of basketball. That doesn't happen. Steve, come back. Where'd Steve go? What the actual fuck? Steve, we need to talk. You do not do that to your coach. Now, you're probably just having fun with the ball. But, ow! Time to punish him. What do? Take him to basketball court.
Oh, let's try something else.
Heavy. He's getting out of line. Go shoot him.
Oh, let's try something.
Bounce, no 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 shots, shots, everybody, shots, everybody.
Wow. It's beautiful.
He doesn't take shots, so he doesn't throw up on everything. And I can remember I ate bread and butter. We don't want to show you everything in the refrigerator. We want to watch who wants to be there and go day basketball games. We think 2 times 2 is 4, but we can't guarantee that. We must go back to elementary school. We like to shoot sets of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 20, 25, 30, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100 free throws. You'll never get time to play a game of basketball. CS 188 makes why Steve because it's something that he strives to do a bad job at.
You're standing on my
Dick.
666.
Wow, that was insane.
Mossy Jeep.
Something tells me that this is actually starting at 9. They just picked 7:30 for no reason.
Today I'm going to be taking a look at a rather new Linux distribution that I've never looked at
Look at
before.
the thing you can
This distribution is called
not
Crystal
install.
Linux, and looking at their website,
Destiny 2
this
on.
is going to be a pretty neat little distribution. You can see the blurb here. It's an Arch-based distribution. It's a brand new Arch Linux-based distribution, friendly, powerful, easy to use. Doesn't tell you much there at the top of the blurb, but you can see Onyx built in. So Onyx is their customized GNOME-based desktop environment. You can see they have automatic backups using Timeshift, so I'm assuming they're going to use ButterFS for their file system because Timeshift and ButterFS work well together. And then Amethyst. Now Amethyst is their own AUR helper, so it's similar to something like Yay or Paru or Aura. So Amethyst, you can see you can use it at the command line with AME for, I guess that's a shorthand alias for Amethyst. And you can see they're giving you an example, AME install neovim-get. So instead of using some of the cryptic Pac-Man flags, like, you know, when you do a sudo Pac-Man-S neovim, for example, to install neovim, you know, why capital S? Well, capital S for sync and install, but really, most people that use command line package managers, if you're used to using things like apt in Debian and Ubuntu, or DNF and Fedora and Zypper and SUSE and things like that, you're used to just using the command line installer to say command line installer install package, right?
Yeah. We'll give it 20 minutes. I'm not gonna watch this for 20.
When the sawdust settles and the engine finally...
Mr. President, nuclear missiles will strike our country in 14 minutes. I know it's your first day in office, so I'm going to walk you through it, but you're the only one who can authorize our nuclear retaliation in response, and you've only got a few minutes to make a decision. As you know, tensions have escalated rapidly in the past few days. Today's Joint Allied Aerial Defense exercise began just minutes before we detected the launch. A simple misunderstanding, maybe. We assume the sudden attack is meant to neutralize as many of our nuclear forces as possible. But that doesn't matter now. Missiles are in the air, and we can't shoot all of them down. Why? Because intercontinental ballistic missiles are basically rockets launched into space before re-entering the atmosphere over their target and releasing many different warheads, higher and faster than anything you can send after them. We need to get you to the bunker. Here's what we know. 4 minutes ago, our new infrared monitoring satellites detected 112 bursts consistent with ICBM launches from the enemy's inner territories. For some reason, only 20 of their 80 underground nuclear silos seem to have fired, so we suspect most of them were transporter erector launchers. You know, trucks with big missiles on them. It's unclear why they didn't use all their silos. They might just not work after more than 30 years, or they might be keeping them in reserve. The fog of war is keeping many things unclear. Aerospace Command thinks the ICBMs are targeting our nuclear command centers, silos, and major Air Force and Navy bases, ending this war before we have a chance to act. The enemy's strategic doctrine prioritizes military targets and our nuclear weapon systems, but their secondary targets are our industry and infrastructure, all refineries, power stations, and deep water ports, all located near or in major population centers. We won't know the exact casualty count for a few weeks. Deaths from the blast and burns may be a few million today. It's morning rush hour, and there's not much to be done for people stuck in traffic. People in major metro areas can't really evacuate, but emergency broadcasts are being sent out to shelter in place and away from windows. Radiation exposure for intact population centers is highly dependent on the weather over the next week. We might be looking at dozens of millions of deaths by the end of the month. For the next few minutes, we can still respond, but you need to decide. We've got 1,500 warheads across our silos, bombers, and submarines. The 400 in silos need to be launched now before they get taken out. 46 nuclear-capable bombers on high alert can be ready to take off in 2 minutes, though we need to transmit the order right away to get them out of the blast radius if you want to consider using them. Of our 40 nuclear submarines, 5 are presently
now
at
the
sea.
timer changed.
While they're
15 more
submerged, they're
minutes.
undetectable, so that's our backup for a nuclear retaliation if we lose our silos and bombers.
Wait, why?
We could try to use them to bomb out their remaining silo fields before they can launch them. The sooner you commit to it, the better the chance we have of preventing a further exchange after our retaliation. Updates. We have radar confirmation that the enemy ICBMs have completed their burn and deployed their warheads. Our best guess is that each missile will deploy at least 6 re-entry vehicles, about 600 in total, which is the part that carries a warhead back into the atmosphere during its terminal descent onto the target, and with many more decoys on top of that, inflatable balloons meant to waste any anti-missiles. We're now tracking nearly 4,000 potential targets. Our anti-ballistic missiles have been launched and will begin their intercept in another minute. We'll do our best to protect the capital, although there really is no defense. Wait, confirming a partial radar blackout. Our systems seem to be glitchy. The enemy must have anticipated we'd launch our interceptors and pre-detonated a few warheads at high altitude. That ionizes the atmosphere and creates radar interference. Our interceptors should still operate okay. They've had a 55% success rate in tests, but never with this many decoys or with radar interference this intense. We might shoot down 50 objects, but there's no guarantee they're warheads. It looks like most bombs are going to get through. This is our last chance to counterattack. We're out of time. Our silo launch sequence takes 5 minutes. We have to transmit and confirm a launch order, and the missile needs time to clear the blast radius of the incoming bomb. This is a lot to take in, but the war plan is made. You just need to enter the launch authorization codes and push this button to transmit them.
Push the
You
button.
can't do anything else to save more of our people. If you don't launch now, then this war will be over before it even begins. You understand? This is our one chance, right? The effect? Enemy civilian casualties are hard to estimate, but should be similar to ours. A few million right away, perhaps a few tens of million by the end of the month. The total fallout from their attacks and ours might trigger a nuclear winter, potentially killing billions around the world, but that might happen even if we don't retaliate. I'm sure you have questions, but you have to give orders without expecting answers right now. With an attack of this scale, there's no guarantee communications or assets will be intact in a few minutes. We're out of time. We need a decision, sir. Can we launch?
Let's fucking launch!
Rated T for teen.
This looks familiar.
Nuclear wars aren't regular wars. They only last minutes, and in times of crisis, small conflicts can rapidly spiral out of control. Anything from small communication lags to sensor errors to just uncertainty in the fog of war mean that no leader will ever have a complete idea of what's happening as a crisis unfolds. When tensions are high, accidents or misunderstandings can steer leaders, even those with good intentions, to launch a nuclear attack. Confused and with incomplete information, a single person, yes, it's really just one single person who decides, can literally make civilization-ending decisions, killing hundreds of millions of people in the time it takes to watch a YouTube video. This story is fiction, but the world came very close to this several times. In 1995, Russian radar detected a submarine-launched missile, and their nuclear forces went on full alert, except it was actually a scientific rocket to study auroras. In 1979, US computers reported a full-scale Soviet attack with only minutes to respond, except it was a training tape being incorrectly loaded into a computer. In 1983, the Soviet satellite alert system showed 5 ICBMs launched from the US, but it was a false alarm caused by sunlight reflected on clouds. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, a Soviet submarine with no contact to Moscow for several days concluded that nuclear war had begun and decided to launch a nuclear torpedo. Luckily, the authorization of 3 officers was required. One of them, Vasily Arshipov, opposed it. But what if he hadn't? Any safeguard can fail, no matter how carefully designed it might be. And decisions are being made right now to build new weapons and missile systems that commit the world to another century of nuclear stalemate, complicated further by China's emergence as a new nuclear superpower. Simply accepting that the existence of nuclear weapons is inevitable might mean their use is inevitable. But the world doesn't have to be this way. Even incremental steps, taking apart one bomb at a time, will eventually result in a world with none. During the Cold War, the world had over 70,000 nuclear weapons. Through arms reduction treaties, that number is now about 12,500. Progress is not guaranteed, but it's also not impossible. Governments and militaries are not separate from their nations, they're part of them, just like you. You have the power to make demands of your leaders, and often this begins with just being aware of an issue. If you want to learn more, we've compiled a number of resources for you in the video description and our sources. This video was supported by Open Philanthropy. Did you know that there are countless more Kurzgesagt videos that we upload on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels? Bite-sized information, animated facts, and inspiring thought experiments. After all, you also need videos you can watch quickly in a bathroom break. Our longer, more in-depth videos are happening here on YouTube. Short form is a completely different challenge that we're trying to do as well as possible. Check them out if you're curious. And if you want to discuss and share your thoughts about science with other like-minded people, why don't you check out our Discord community with over 80,000 burbs. We have channels where you can chat about STEM topics, participate in events, and the academic question of the week. And we have the best emotes. After all, we want to spark your curiosity, but it's always more fun to be curious together. See you over there.
Emotes, huh? Well, I was just gonna wait for Destiny 2, but if you got emotes, then what am I doing here?
7-Eleven cars are vanishing from parking lots and making their way to some...
What does that mean? Your chin. You don't have a chin. Charlie needs a... I don't know what he needs. He needs nothing. He needs Taco Bell's what he needs. I don't know. I think it is 9 and... What I may do is just... Heck, I don't know. Holy crap, they revived Oryx. Season of your mom. Cringe. Cring. Clams. There was something here. Not the nuke ore.
Febreze. Hi, I use Febreze Fade Defy plug. And
Good for you. Physical nipples. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah. I think I messed up. Came here a little too early. Yeah. We'll give it 5 more minutes.
So that's kind of cool that they've added these really easy to remember aliases. Now, one other feature about Crystal Linux that they don't mention here on the front page of the site is they have their own custom installer called the Jade installer. And here's a link to their GitLab if you want to go check out the source code for all of their custom applications. I'm sure under software here, you can find, the Jade installer. So that's kind of cool that they're not using Calamares like every other Arch-based distribution, which Calamares, since I've been building my own ISOs for DTOS and trying to wrap my head around Calamares is
if they start
really
at the time they said they're going to start this at, then I'm going
really
to be
fight with a lot, trying to build a distribution
around
Calamares. So the Crystal Linux guys, they just scrapped that whole idea, and it makes a lot more sense instead of using a distro agnostic installer like Calamares. Just build your own that's actually designed for your particular distribution.
Really? It's a black screen? They're live. Why are they live? Wow. Wow, hype train.
So that's rather neat. So I'm going to click the download button. I'm going to go ahead and grab an ISO, and I'm going to run through a quick installation and first look inside a virtual machine. All right, and I booted into the ISO. It boots us straight into a desktop environment. There's no login manager or anything like that. So let me click on the desktop. And, you know, before I do anything else here in this live environment, I will change the display.
Oh, there it is. Why did... What? That was so weird. Okay, so there was the stream. It was just up there in the corner. That's funny. People are just like, "Here's body, go." Really? That's funny. I forgot Steam is a streaming platform as well.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. But the Traveler had an enemy, a darkness which had hunted it for eons across the black gulfs of space. Centuries after our golden age began, this darkness found us. And that was the end of everything. But it was also a beginning.
Is it possible? There you are. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. Worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost, and you? Well, you've been dead a long time. So you're going to see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city.
There was a time when we were much more powerful. But that was long ago. Until it wakes and finds its voice, I am the one who speaks for the Traveler. You must those who can wield its light as a weapon. Guardians, to protect us and do what the Traveler itself no longer can.
What happened to it?
I could tell you of the great battle centuries ago. How the Traveler was crippled. I could tell you of the power of the darkness, its ancient enemy. There are many tales told throughout the city to frighten children. Lately, those tales have stopped. Now, the children are frightened anyway. The darkness is coming back. We will not survive it this time.
Its armies surround us. The Fallen are just the beginning.
What can I do?
You must push back the darkness. Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them. Your ghost will guide you. I only hope he chose wisely.
I did. I'm sure of it. We're in this together now.
For centuries, we feared the forces of darkness massing against us. We sought to hide and cower beneath a broken god. No more. These guardians show us what we are, what we have always been, and what we will be again. We are what remains of the light, and we will not be stamped out.
It's a day for pretty speeches and medals. But we know the real fight takes place out there. Take this. There's so much more, Guardian. I've seen terrible things born out in the darkness. Every moment brings them closer. All ends and beginnings. Our fight is fun.
I remember everything about the day I was born. I still bear the scars. The Awoken are my family now. And I am their queen. We fought to keep our beautiful creation safe. And now this beast has come, claiming to be king. Marasav bows to no one. You and I know how this ends. We've known since you escaped from that pit. The Awoken have played their part. This was all part of the plan. Guide them, my hidden friend. It is all up to you now.
My queen, you were right. The Guardian was the key. For the first time, the whispers are silent. It is done. I have accepted my fate. I will not fail.
Ikora, if you tell me this is a practical joke, well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
Let's get serious, people.
Zavala, this is my serious face. Can't you tell?
Ikora, what have you got?
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
And comms have been spotty for the last few hours. Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Maybe it's just the storm. Maybe it's... What are the set feeds telling us?
Nothing.
Well, that's good, right?
No. I mean, they're not there. There are no satellites.
And that's not good.
Battle stations! Everyone with me, now!
Hang on!
Never felt better. You see that, Petra? Petra? Guardian? Must have knocked out the comm relays with that spectacular landing. And cue the ominous music. Okay, everybody. Back in your cages. I said, back in your cages! not so. I'm pissed. Oh, is that really all you got? You help me out here, little buddy. I'm coming home, Ace. Last one of you. And you, my man.
This is going to hurt. A lot. Any last words?
How's your sister?
I haven't been muted this whole time. I'm gonna let this go on for 30 more minutes. If... Oh, you know what? Why is the Steam one the only one that has sound? It's weird. Oh well. Hopefully they figure it out. I'll be right back though. My bad. So, one thing. We still have yet to go to that trippy forest. So I bet you, in this season, we do. The same one we saw in,
This is what I brought you here to
what's
see.
it called? The one we saw in the Witch Queen trailer?
I saw the end before it happened. My own death, brought on by the separation from my power. And in these final moments, I looked to the sky. Hello, old friend. I've chased you for a long time. First as an enemy. Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice. And sacrifice...
I mean, this has been all catch up until now.
Yep. The only stream that has audio is the Steam one, from what I can tell.
Wouldn't it be clever of you if after everything, you simply let me die?
Said only one has audio. I'm watching the YouTube one. It's the audio.
Oh, does it now?
What a trick. Elegant.
Oh, fuck this then.
Oh.
If there is an answer, I don't hear it. Because now the world begins to fade.
So, you're saying Savathun was dead? Our most devious adversary, the one who nearly decimated the last city from within, was dead. And the Traveler resurrected her?
I wouldn't have believed it either, but...
But why would she need us to recover her memories if she never lost them in the first place?
This has to be another trick. A lie to fool us into surrendering the Traveler without a fight.
This has been the Traveler's approach from the beginning. The Books of Sorrow detail many civilizations it blessed with the light, then abandoned.
Hive propaganda.
The Fallen tell the same story.
Bullshit.
When the Witness and its
I
black
love that
fruit
line.
came to call, the Traveler moved on to our system.
Or it sacrificed itself to save humanity from the same forces. Forces which included the Hive! After all that, why would the Traveler give our worst enemy the light?
It doesn't matter. I don't know why the Traveler gave Savathun the light. Maybe it has changed its mind about Guardians. Maybe it's not as infallible as we once believed. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Because I'm here to protect humanity. And if Savathun takes the Traveler, we lose our light, along with any hope for surviving the Witness's return. So, whatever it takes to stop this heist, we will do.
All right. How do we stop this?
I'm not sure yet, but I know where to find out.
These let me guess, it's loading for you as well now at this point.
Yes.
Okay,
we're back.
But now it just skipped.
Yep.
And now it's in Italian.
Isn't this interesting?
Hive propaganda.
What? The Hive are Italian?
So protective of your Traveler that you wouldn't let me keep it safe. But the Witness is coming. The game is yours to play now. Yours to win.
The fuck? Why are we getting the Italian? No, seriously, what?
Just don't
Hold on. If I reopen the other one. Okay, the Steam one's the Steam one's in English.
No. Where did her ghost go?
Okay, I'm gonna refresh this. I don't.
Guardian,
Yeah, no, we just got like fucking swapped out for Italians.
City. Is it done?
Bungie's pulling a fast one.
Is Savathun?
She's dead. But her ghost got away.
Good enough. Hold your position. The Hidden are coming to secure the remains. Good work, Guardian. You did the right thing.
Now what?
Now, we prepare for the Witness and stop the next collapse.
We have seen enough. The children of soul cry out for salvation. You promise them life, but deliver only death, as you have for so many before. Enough. Enough death. Enough life. You have no pieces left to place. The game is over. Do not be afraid. Your pale heart holds the key. This time, there is no escape.
Yep, season. This is kind of a cool thing that it's doing.
Yeah. One sec.
It's happening again. The whirlwind.
Perilous.
Don't worry. The great machine will never abandon anyone again.
It's leaving. The Traveler is leaving. The Warsats.
Aramis, please do not do this. If you care at all for our people, if there is anything left in your heart, make it known your pain. Anna, it's time.
For Reese.
Goodbye, Red.
Why does it not flee?
Because it has nowhere else to run.
There are too many of them!
Vanguard to all units. Keep the enemy away from the Traveler.
Back.
At all cost.
doing this. It's like, nah, fam.
Yeah, I never got this part.
Man, one can't hurt the other.
What is that? The witness.
Whatever that thing is, we gotta take it down.
Disciple, you know what must be done.
Go ahead and yeeting his ship around here.
They found the veil.
We're in no position to engage the enemy.
We don't have a choice. We're out of time.
Osiris. Don't die.
No more running away. Rest now.
Yeah, we killed the shit out of him. Fist bump.
Get fucked. Get gamered.
The uglier they are, the harder they fall, right?
Yeah, Nux.
No? Come on.
Dumbass. I love how whatever they're using, like the original Ghost Shell.
Get your ghost.
What's wrong, Osiris?
Get your ghost out of there.
Finality takes shape.
It's creating the link.
At long last.
Destroy it.
But the plot must go on.
What just happened?
We just lost.
Zavala, come in. The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator of its infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free.
Alright, give us a name right now.
Season of the Ripen.
Season of the non-GMO.
Has moved beyond
Season of the seasonal vegetable.
Oh yeah, here's where you get to see, dude, the lore behind this fucking cutscene is crazy.
Yeah, get fucked Joxer.
Old Joxer.
All attempts
Turned out
to
poorly.
fight
Yeah.
have failed.
Oh, here it is. Damn it. And then... Good job.
난 어둠
Yes!
속에서 태어난 끔찍한
Destiny,
것들을
the
봤어.
fucking manga.
매 순간 그 미래가 다가와.
Oh my gosh, where are we?
I was gonna say, like, when did we get the Japanese fucking dub again?
여기서 시작된 건 내 미래가 아니야. 너의 미래지.
Alright, game over, credits.
God.
Holy crap.
About time we go to the moon.
Was that a darkest ship behind Okora?
Sir Happy Air is back.
우린 너의
구원이다.
Wait.
명심해. 빛과 어둠의 경계가 아주 모호하다는 걸. 함께 건너가자.
Holy crap. This got me feeling things.
반갑다. 예치.
これはマジで鳥肌立ちました。
Oh my god, dude.
Alright, put the popcorn down, y'all.
I'm afraid.
What? Traveler just did a Death Star!
Oh my god. What is he doing? No way.
Oh my god, was?
Alright, that was a cool showcase.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core
They've been
part of
streaming
what
games.
makes me who I
You're
am.
gonna have to do that soon.
I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone
got
against
PlayStation
monsters that
shoes
took
on.
others an entire elite squad. They'd race
Yeah.
alongside their friends
gotta
far
rep
into the
Sony.
early morning in the halls of an ancient
Gotta rep
city
his,
where only
parent
a
company
select
right now.
few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon. But most
These
importantly,
live-action trailers
they bring
for
their
Destiny
friends
were
and
the
their
best.
family into this world, and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape. We're about to embark on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult. And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road, or are looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world, a vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
Ooh. What? Ooh.
Yep, that's it.
Is this the final shape trailer?
Yes, sir.
After all these years, we never talked about it. Why I brought you back.
Holy shit.
Why you were chosen.
Ow, felt that before.
The truth is, I didn't know then. It was just a feeling.
The wall?
But I know now. After all we've seen, all we've lost.
Okay.
This fight might be our last. So I'm asking you one last time to rise.
Axe. 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 Axe body spray? Axe?
Fucking void axe, dude. What?
This is a momentous time in Destiny history.
Okay, I'm gonna need to like play by fucking irises, dude.
To that journey. This is a moment in gaming that as a developer you just don't get very often.
I'm gonna need a fucking like play-by-play, like a by 0.5 replay of that entire trailer. Buy an axe though.
When we were thinking of what the final shape would be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the witness that we've been setting up for years.
We could have had fucking akimbo.
It has to be this
we
place
could
that,
went
like,
we could have went
makes
Halo
you
2
feel
and just said
nostalgic
fuck it,
for the
new
entire
guns,
journey you've been on.
and you can wield 2 guns.
When we were resurrected by ghosts at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the pale heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The pale heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's
Created
trying to
hentai.
put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
If we're going to defeat the Witness, it's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
In the final shape, we're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our Ghost, get to reconnect with Cayde 6. So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
Oh,
in the
hey,
final shape,
in-game
we're going
stuff.
through the portal that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler is just infinite, vast, unknowable.
So you have a Titan.
Which
Okay.
is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
The Witness entered well ahead of any Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
This is the Traveler recreating the world in front of you as it saw on your journey.
One of the most memorable locales from Destiny
So
staff
it's the
is
Black Garden,
the
but
D1 Tower.
light.
It's really a labor of love from the Destiny team.
Yeah.
The final shape means so much to everyone who's building it, and I think players are really going to be able to see that.
The Pale Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began their journey in a place of safety and feel it escalate in danger, in surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been.
Not gonna lie, that kind of just reminded me more of the Infinite Force than it did anything else.
These massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the Witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the Subjugators.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape. They have an enhanced power.
With Hive?
They're performing stasis powers and strand powers.
Okay, so we get like the
well, in support of
we get the opposite of the Lucent Hive.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is kind of this element of control.
They're back there pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place,
Sidearm,
tangling you up.
We're focusing you on the campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cayde.
New Cayde outfit.
The campaign is just
unlocked.
The start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination. And so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the
Raids,
final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to overcome the final shape and the witness.
Okay, that's going to be the new raid. At least that one of the new raids, if that's what I'm hearing. If that's what I'm hearing correctly.
In the final
but
shape,
that's how it starts.
We are inside
You're just back
the Traveler.
in
Very
old New
close
Russia.
to this energy. This allows
Pale
us
Russia
to have new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
We want to create something that turns you into an offensive powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds. The Warlock Super is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all of these projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles.
So
your
Destiny 1 Radiance
almost being
would just let you
sentient as it
abuse
searches
your
around, and then
abilities
it hits the
after
character,
resurrected.
bounces off, and goes to another one. And
so you just like have cooldowns just blasting
giving
everything.
it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying scorch.
That
when
sounds
they're
cool.
shooting.
The new Solar Warlock aspect, when I cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it launches part of itself out and hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive.
Yeah,
Twilight
best,
Arsenal. It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity thing where they suck a bunch of energy.
So they just basically made a Silence and Squall from the Hunter, gave it to the Titan, and turned it into a Nova Bomb.
Pick up that axe and start
Your allies
railing
can
on
pick up
enemies
the
with it.
axes and start using them?
Oh, fuck me. It's the greatest support ever.
And hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
The Hunter Arc Super.
Arc is all about finding the shortest distance between 2 points. The Hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife, and throws it across the world, and then is able to blink to its position, do the slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3
Wow,
times,
that's fucking cool.
along with devastating attacks each time you do it.
The Hunter has an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know? Like that instantaneous, like...
That was good, but I think it's more like... You know?
I like it, I like it.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It has the really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis mode out.
Okay.
Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile. It's a really special weapon.
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if golden gun was a sniper rifle.
What if you could harness the might
What?
of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler beam cut.
What do you mean a sniper rifle?
I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
Oh, that's a trace
I've
rifle.
got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvotov into the fold.
The Red Death exotic pulse rifle.
And Dragon's Breath. Burn the world, burn it all. In the final shape, we have new weapon subfamilies coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really, like, bordering on exotic
So,
functionality.
are you
So,
telling
for
me we're
example,
not
we've
getting
got
any
a
subclass?
Rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit
Seems
very hard,
unlikely so
do
far.
a bit of AoE damage. They have a mixture of regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies. I'm really excited to bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
Okay.
The weapons team is always coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming
Notice the
over next
Lucent
few
Hive.
years, and
I have a
some
feeling
really
once we
wild
revive
ideas,
Sabbathin,
which I'm pretty excited about.
we're not gonna be friends anymore.
Come on, take a load off. We've got a lot to cover. This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type, and that's me, so... I'm back! Hey, you two, give me a sec. I was magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't. Well, better get back to it.
Huh, that's the same liquid he had in the final shape.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job.
Goddamn God.
It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. But I think it's going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
Guardian, the Witness poses a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek. But only if we contend with her sister, Xivu Araf. It rests with me.
Will you come back from this?
Do not be afraid.
Fuck.
Bring me your tithes.
Oh no.
You now wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light. Assault the Spire Guardian and open the way to our tithes.
Hey.
Let them know fear. The deck of whispers, and they do whisper. Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me. My appetite rises for your brutal tributes. Let us show her what it is to be Hive. You have sounded the horn of battle! You are deserving of the greatest death I can bestow.
Ah. Okay.
Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
At the end of Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first, and that bigger problem's name is Xivu Arath. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea.
So basically-
she determines like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're
We're
tithing
basically
to our friend
just
Eris.
power sucking fucking Xivu.
What does that
And
mean
just
for the
giving it to
characters
Eris
to play?
Morn instead.
To kind of like be like Savathun. And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We wanted to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and
Eris.
reward into all
Heresy.
of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers.
Get it? I'm just kidding.
It's this magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They can then choose these cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leans into the build crafting.
You actually are getting cards that you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, chess piece.
Yeah, oh, it's
really
super
fun.
So we've got two brand new seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours.
What I miss?
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going
Savathun
through this
Spire is what
activity,
they're
you're
talking
filling
about.
the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
Those look like cool weapons.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's some of the content the fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable. With Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of really tight gameplay experiences. We wanted to make sure that
Oh, is
we
this a
focus
new,
the combat a little bit more.
new
With
map?
The new Vex Network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey, you're shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with. And a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault of Glass, we've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're gonna be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need. The words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty hypey this season. Obviously, there's something in the air. And so when thinking about like what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit
This
this
is
very
Season of
hypey-
the Haunted
There's
2.0.
no answer.
Oversoul.
I have seen what the
No.
Hive call
Seen the son of one.
There's end. Okay. New armors.
That. Yep.
Only a true weapon of the light can stop his wrath.
Okay. Swords are still involved.
Wow. And your reward is ring.
Ring.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand and also lowering the barrier to entry.
It's going to make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really for any other Guardian to join you in this high-level content.
When it's combined with Fire Team Finder, it also allows you to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all
reward
regardless
them
of
for
the
not
power
playing
level
the
of you
game
and the
like
rest
we
of the
did.
people in your fire team.
Fire
So
Team Finder is the
basically,
new feature that's
you
coming
don't
in
have
season
to blame
23,
them.
aimed at helping connect and find other people
You're just
to
dying the
complete
whole time
the best and
because
most
they never
aspirational
played.
content in
Now you can just
Destiny.
blame them
We
on their
have
skill
a
level.
tag system that allows players to be able to say, well, this is my play style. I'm really chill. I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have
Basically
a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also
Emojis
looking
in there.
at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient
I think the color blind thing
possible for
is
players
kind
to
of a
not
little bit
sit
more important than
and
the other
stare at a
tags.
screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection.
And I can't wait to get my drip on.
The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited about is timeline reflections. Essentially what we have done is we went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent key narrative beats within our
So you're
story. We're going to
unvaulting.
have a mission
Again,
for
Zane.
Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
The episodes.
Here we go.
And the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this coming year are called Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the Final Shape. And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the Final Shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure. The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the corner. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the Final Shape year and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the Final Shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
What makes a Guardian a Guardian?
Guardian makes a Guardian a Guardian.
Bravery. Sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason. By something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock.
I don't know why that sounded so insignificant.
What does the Guardian say?
Just think.
Devotion inspires bravery.
Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice leads to death.
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the Traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Now the purpose is its end. This time, there is no escape.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend.
Hint of spare.
Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built
Look
before.
with the insides of the Traveler.
Face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes.
Friends
It's
play
Destiny's
harder.
first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions.
Yeah, I'm curious about that
allowing
exotic
any
weapon.
of your friends to jump
Very
into the game
jingly-jangly.
and get up to speed on what's happening in this world.
Very
Then,
cinematic.
next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the Throne World as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
Do not be afraid.
Bring me your tithes.
After all these years, all we've lost, this fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise one last time.
Oh boy, here we go. What fucking $400 piece of plastic cracker they're gonna give you?
I'm a minute and a half behind. Hold on.
You're watching this at. Why haven't you caught up?
When we create a collector's edition, we try and recreate
Here, put
items
it on
from
times 2,
the universe
and then
for
just,
players to enjoy
you'll be set.
outside of the game. So this year we're doing
Yes,
a Destiny
tower.
1 tower. We really tried
I
to
figured it'd
work
be the
hard
tower.
at
I was like,
thinking
they're gonna
about
do Last
10
City,
years of
right?
Destiny and how best to encapsulate that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it
be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog
It's like
your
a
journey
PS4.
of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's going to be some.
Those are going to
fun
be
surprises.
RFID
We're always
tags.
trying to
Okay,
push
yeah,
the
they are.
envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Warning, the Cade butt plug does not go in your butt. Wait, what? Not a butt plug. Well, cool. All right. Well, I imagine post shows.
Just follow up and shit.
Yeah. Wow. Things are gonna happen.
I mean, looks pretty good.
Yeah. I can't wait. That means we're getting the episodes with the new expansion.
Just, I mean,
Episodes are the follow-up afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
it's
It
the
won't
same,
be,
it's the same thing that we have. It's just not 4 of them and more content in each of them. It's a seasonal model. They didn't change anything.
They just change how long each season is,
They
that's
changed
all.
the title of it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm caught up.
Well,
these are just, in my eyes, these are just gonna feel more like the small DLCs that we got in Destiny 1 in between the big ones, like
oh no.
Curse of Osiris.
Yeah.
Which we all know how well those went. So.
Oh, how could I forget? How could I forget Curse of Osiris?
No, I mean, that shit, I could. It only took 10 minutes to beat it.
I'm trying to open the Bungie store and it is having a hell of a time.
Yeah, once again, I will not be buying plastic crack, but I look at the game.
I just want to look at it. That Traveler Tower, or that tower thing did not look
looked like dog
appealing.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was a prototype. Otherwise, they better only want $20 for it.
Oh, there it is.
What?
I got the store to load. It is $275.
Yeah, no, it's not. See, that's the thing
Why
with
did I start this?
manufactured suggested retail price. That doesn't mean it's correct.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. The new title is called Haruspex. There is Crota's End Raid Ring, Crota's End Raid Pin, metal poster, a new Sword Bearer title, another Grimoire, and that looks like it. Oh, there's a Destiny fishing hat.
I wonder what off activity we're gonna get. Like how we had fishing in last season.
We had fishing last season because they couldn't figure out anything else to do.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are we gonna do this season? We have nothing else to do.
Hopefully it's more engaging than fishing. That shit was fun in the beginning, but man, did I not give a fuck at the end of that season.
Yeah, that collector's edition does not look good. It's got, it comes with, it looks like one of those like little ramen tickets.
Oh.
I better be able to go get some fucking ramen. And it better not be expired like the last one Kate gave me.
He hands us that because he knows the ramen shop will just honor it anyway.
Who'd you get this from? Cade? Yeah.
Destiny 2 post showcase starts in 20 seconds. Woo woo. There's a new Space Witch emblem.
Oh, I wasn't on the fucking Twitch website.
Me neither. I missed my emblem.
Hello, Guardians. Welcome to the post-show
Actually,
stream.
no. I haven't
My
missed
name
anything.
Is
We
Taylor
can
Liz.
still get it.
I'm a Destiny 2 player and content creator. I'm excited to be here live at Bungie.
Was
We're gonna have
it
2
Bungie?
segments for you today. A little later in the show, I'll be playing through the brand new Season of the Witch content with my good friend Pika Peach.
Please don't.
Right now, let's sit down with Bungie developers to talk more about what we just saw and what's next for the future of Destiny 2. Pika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Taylor. My name is Pika, and I'm also a
There you go.
content
Just
creator
got the
and
emblem.
Destiny 2 fan. You can often find Taylor and I playing together in some sort of challenge in-game. I'm beyond honored to be sitting down with everyone here today, so let's do some more introductions.
Thank you, Pika. It's great to have you here. Hi, my name is Cosmo. I'm the lead community role here at Bungie, and my role is supporting our amazing
Don't have
community
it,
team and all
but
the
I will
great
have
work
it.
we do,
Chat,
help
like,
you
who the
prepare
fuck is
weekly
this? Where's
check-ins
Dado?
and sending info out to our players. I'm going to be teaming up
That
with
would've been
Pika today, and we're going to be asking some of these guys some questions and go over some of the things that we didn't get to cover.
Who
in
are
the
these people?
showcase.
Where's Dado?
So, yeah, Dan.
Yeah, thanks. I'm Dan McAuliffe. I'm the general manager for Destiny 2. And that mostly means that I get to support all the amazing talent that makes this game. So thanks for sitting down with us today.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
I'm Joe. I'm the game director on Destiny 2.
Oh.
And actually,
Where'd she go?
Taylor and Liz were doing the
She
intro,
transformed
I was
into Joe
hiding behind the
Blackburn.
pillar for the last 10 seconds. So y'all can like roll back the VOD and see if I did a good job or not.
Awesome, so let's get into some questions. As a player, what are you guys most hyped about regarding the
I
final
just
shape
want
and
the
beyond?
off chance to
Anything
connect to
specific
Destiny
you can
2.
call out?
For me, I'm really excited about the story. I mean, this is going to be like the epic conclusion to the Light and the Darkness saga. Like, players are finally going to get to go into the Traveler, confront the Witness. Like, the stakes have never been higher.
Turrets,
I'm
insides,
really
you know,
excited to get to watch everybody
basic
play it
Traveler,
out, as soon as they
fucking
can.
pair.
Can we make it live right now?
I don't
know.
Do not pre-order this garbage. What do you
For
like?
me, I
Man,
mean,
people need to figure out
it's-
how to
it's
get a
lot about
life.
the supers, right? Like, I just think
Oh, dude, we had people,
we have this ability.
these
The internet-
commenters on Instagram and on YouTube or something
I
else.
understand. I understand the trolls, but like, damn it, go touch, touch a boob or something, man. Like, sit here watching hours worth of content just to back this is garbage, and then they're probably putting the credit card in on
pinnacle
Steam right now.
achievement of our Guardians journey in a lot of ways. So just really excited to see the final product.
Final shape, more like final flop.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's maybe surprising.
Like final shit in my mouth.
know, like,
Never played this game yet.
we make a lot of weapons on Destiny 2, right? And so why are we excited about the weapons this time? I think the team sort of really looked and said, what's core to Destiny, right? Like, what's really important? And we said, hey, like, Destiny's at its best
Money.
when you're getting a bunch of new weapons, and those weapons are so exciting that they are making it onto your character right away. They're like changing the way you play. So this is not just exotics, right? It's not just like, I think it was alluded to, like, what if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle? Pretty cool sniper rifle. I think it's also, we talked about these new, weapon subtypes. And so what's a support auto rifle? We've made guns that heal before. We've made exotics that do it. Well, if we do it in a legendary, what needs to be different about it so we can make this thing that feels as useful to a fire team as someone bringing Galahorn, that feels as useful as someone, bringing Divinity, right? And we know that's the bar that we have to hit. So we're looking
Auto
at a
rifle
bunch of
with
different
special
things
ammo.
and saying, okay, we're gonna make these guns and we're gonna make them matter, right? We're gonna go out and you're gonna get awesome stuff on.
Unless it's like a dual ammo thing.
Oh shit, hold on, I forgot to reload and put the unkilling
like a
bullets
deck
in
of
there.
cards, you go
Ghost
back and watch
Resurrection.
the footage, and
Yeah, what the fuck?
There's a bunch of awesome stuff coming in the
Why
weapons.
didn't you heal
and
him?
so I think we're really just trying to hit that core. Like
I forgot to put
we're
in
a
the
loot
friendly
game, right?
fire
Like,
magazine.
The loot should be awesome.
My bad.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, me too. So speaking of the Pale Heart, the reveal, it was said in the reveal that the Pale Heart destination is the first linear destination ever done. So can you talk us through why it was decided to make it more linear destination?
All right, linear.
I know what it means.
Yeah. So
the math lesson now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many folks have been in algebra recently, but if you're like me and need a little refresher, linear.
Please.
Line, right?
Walk
like
me
that's
through
what
it.
we're saying here. So a classic.
Thanks for the clarification.
Destination. We think about it as a loop, right? There are these big public areas. They're all connected in a circle, and then from those areas, there's little offshoots. There are little alleyways that you can go to, and that just didn't make sense for going inside the Traveler. One, because the Traveler is huge. When we talk about the Pale Heart, we're saying, you know, like, hey, what if you were
It's
an
gonna
alien
change
landed on Earth,
with you.
and the only part of Earth you
We're gonna
saw
do
was,
what
like,
we did with the raid, where that happened once, but many times.
Huge, right? Like, it's sort of like, okay, so we're gonna show you a really small slice of what is inside the Traveler. And then we said, it needs to feel like you're going somewhere important. It's a vast, unknowable place. Okay.
God, if that's
well,
what they
on one
mean,
end,
then
we've got the portal.
what they said about
On the other
raids
end, we've got
with
the
an S
witness
at the
that
end
built
makes
this giant
sense.
monolith. And so every single area that we've built is built in a consecutive line from one to the other. So you travel through these things and you can look back at once for. And if you need to go to the next part, you're not going into these offshoots, the dead end. You are going to where you need to be going. It's really focused on, hey, you've got a job to do here. So it's like tracking your
Welcome to the shaft of the Traveler.
Okay, cool.
That was a
sounds
sphere.
Insane. So
Not at the shaft.
super different.
That's what we go for.
The Traveler is
During the
amorphous,
showcase, it was
isn't
also mentioned that completing the campaign would unlock the full destination.
It is a
and
ball with a
also
shaft.
As we progress, is that kind of what you're hinting at, or can you
Me
explain
too?
that a little bit more?
Yeah, so I think two things we
No.
want people really to come away with thinking when they think about. One, this is a
One.
bit different in the way that you experience
One ball.
the Pale Heart right away. So normally,
And if you touch it,
land
you
on
get
the
ball
throne
death.
world and you do a mission, and then you're out with your Sparrow, exploring the throne world, doing the missions if you want to. Day one of the final shape, you got a job to do, right?
Okay.
And so it is mission, right? And you just go through and you say, hey, we've got to stay focused on this thing. When you get to the end of that day one experience,
Was that
Feeling
first
out,
per-
I'm
everyone
going
can sort of,
to
like,
start getting ready for work.
collectively
Oh, yeah.
I'll be on tonight. You gonna be around
and
tonight?
then you just this realization.
I will most likely be around.
Look
Yes.
inside the Traveler, right? Like
We'll,
we should probably
get
go
to-
see
get
what
to
that's
grinding.
about. So the whole destination.
I'm gonna
Have a good
pass
day.
the
for you.
fuck
And
out in the meantime.
there's
I'll
a
see you
lot of
guys.
things that are different about the Pale Heart than our other destinations. I think we're gonna save some of those juicy
All right,
tidbits
well,
for what's
that
different
was
about
cool.
this destination and how it's
I mean,
sort of
this obviously isn't going to come up until 10. I don't even think I'm going to play
it's a pretty different experience than even what you might expect in somewhere like the Dream
immediately. I may.
Like we do want to say
Who
some
knows?
juicy tidbits, not just because it's fun, but because like, I mean, the Traveler's just been this inscrutable godlike sphere that people have wanted to know more about for so long. And like, this is their opportunity to experience some of that mystery.
I
and
may.
I'm excited
That's all I was
to
gonna
see
say.
how that plays out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a live
Um,
raid, so what can we really expect?
But for right now, it's getting a little bit warm. I've been up since 7. I don't usually get up this early. I also
So who's been there?
So cool.
slept late, so there's that. So yeah, we'll just put a pin in this right now, guys. Who had stopped by, thanks for stopping by.
Eventually, and so it's got this both really.
I need y'all
unique
to
aspect to
follow,
it, and a bunch of the geo looks like stuff that you've never seen before. Both
like,
these places feel
subscribe,
like, you know, this heaven on
get
one
them
side,
posture checks
hell
going.
maybe in the
You know what?
crazy destiny surrealness at the
Let
end.
me just get a
And
posture
then
check
there are
going
these
in here,
accents of like, God,
real
I love
quick.
the crazy
At
heavenly beach, and then you see this giant ghost carved into a
everyone.
mountain, or you see the D1 tower erecting out of this. And so, you know, we're really excited to sort of give people
Fuck
this
yeah.
like distilled destiny experience.
Posture
that still
check.
feels really new when you're in there.
It's amazing.
Stay nutty,
We got
everybody.
feedback from players
Till
who
next
wanted
time.
to learn
You fuck.